Hi there!
Happy Fertilizer Friday!
Yay! It's Fertilizer Friday. We're Scott and Amy Sharkey from Sharkey's Greenhouses, and today we're going to be talking about hose and sprayer. So this is, we've talked about this before, but we're getting lots and lots of questions because it's, people are starting to get into their gardens and they're planting and they're doing up beautiful containers and hanging baskets. It's time to talk about feeding our plants.
So we planted up the planters and we're all set to go, and the question is, should I fertilize right away? And really the important factor is trying to get on a schedule.
Yes.
And that's why we say Fertilizer Friday. Do you have to do it on Friday? No. If
No.
it works better on Sunday.
Fertilizer Tuesday, whatever
Right.
works, yeah.
But it's a nice reminder to remember to do that, keep it consistent. So we've planted this up and it's a beautiful
sun-loving, you got
Yep.
licorice and
sun impatiens and salvia and coleus.
pollinators love this salvia. Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's just got all sorts of little treats
Little
all
pansies
tucked
down
in there.
Yeah, it's very happy.
So you
Looks
see how
great.
pretty that looks?
Good job.
So now that it's been planted up, actually I think your mom planted this
Oh,
one
okay,
up.
good job, Mom. That's
Yeah,
right.
because if she sees this and you say good job to me
Yeah.
and I say thank you,
Oh, she's gonna be
she
all
will
over. Yeah,
blow her gasket.
Mom planted that up. You're
Yeah,
right.
your mom planted that
Okay.
up.
But you do a lot of planting, and
do, but
because I'm usually stuck watering and fertilizing, and so.
But credit
yeah.
has to go where credit
yeah,
is
for
deserved.
sure. It's my mom.
Yes.
Good job,
I
Mom.
planted that up.
Yes. Okay. So getting back to fertilizing. So we're going to go through and we're going to go ahead and fertilize today and get these going. So the hose and sprayer, if you're still mixing our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer by hand, that's great. You can use the watering can. There's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of you want
It's
to
one itty bitty scoop.
want to step up to a hose and sprayer, and that really helps make the fertilizing a lot quicker, faster, a little more efficiently. So there's lots of different varieties and brand names of the hose end sprayers, and we do like this Ortho one, and a lot of people are having great success using it. So how to use it with our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer?
Can I interrupt you?
Sure.
Explain the difference, because there's different name brands, but there's different styles of hose and sprayers.
Styles of like mechanically how it works.
Right.
And we do like this one by Ortho because it has the dial on the top, and you can dial it in, and it's like an exact metered amount, and I really do like that. There's other hose end sprayers that they work by, they inject water and then they siphon it up, and if you think about it, it's always diluting. So you're starting out with a really strong mix, yeah, and as you go along 10 minutes later and you're still fertilizing all your plants and flowers, and that dosage is going down, it's getting more and more diluted.
Because it's using up that liquid.
Yeah, it's adding water
It's
and
adding,
sucking it
adding,
up
adding.
and using it. So it's not metered, really. It's just, you're always losing. So I like the ones that have a dial on it and it's an exact metered. Like, even as this gets down and uses up the fertilizer, it's still the same dosage.
Right.
So
So when you say hose and sprayer, yes, you can have numerous different brands of it.
yeah, there's literally thousands of different ones. And
Right.
so
this
we
just
do like
happens
this
to be
one.
one that you like because of the handle and the dial.
Yeah, it works well. It's simple. And so with our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer, to use this Ortho hose and sprayer, what I do is I take about 1/3 to 1/2 of the jar. So we take the powdered mix and start with 1/3, about 1/3 of it. And I fill up this container, I take it off. And another thing I like about this hose end sprayer, it has a really wide lip on it. So it's very easy to get the powder into the jar, into this here. It's really easy. So, and then what we do is we fill this up with water and get it mixed, kind of shake this up. And then
So it's a really, really
it's a very concentrated in here.
But it's liquid at this point.
Yeah, and it's going to get metered out. So, and then you can, I went up to the fourth notch here. It's 4 teaspoons, and I start about there, and it's kind of in the middle, a little bit on the lower end, and we can notch it up or notch it down as needed, and get a clear vase or something that you can tell, so that you can look at what it's putting out, and what you're looking for is a pretty light blue. And so I'm just going to spray it in here.
This is why I'm standing on this side.
You're gonna get. I'll try not to get you wet.
You did.
Oh well.
I'm standing too close.
So you can see that it's a little light blue. That's really what you're looking for.
Kind of the color of my shirt.
There you go.
I mean, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's pretty close.
Pretty close.
So that's about what you're looking for. If it's not, you can adjust this dial. So go up or down as needed. And then, so for actually fertilizing the containers, there's nothing magical about it. It's just like every other day that you water your plants and flowers. Some people get so tripped up.
This is a question all the time.
Yeah, like, well, now, okay, today's my day to fertilize. How do I do that? Just like every other day that you water, it's just that today that water
it's gonna be blue.
happens to be blue. It has the nutrients in it. So if this hanging basket needs a good drink, needs a dose of fertilizer, I'm gonna go buy heft on this, and I'm gonna fill this up, and I'm gonna give it just what it needs for that 24-hour cycle that we talk a lot about when we're talking about watering. So I watered this morning, so this is actually this is pretty heavy, so I'm not gonna overdo it on this, but I would fertilize this and get it to where it's about, okay, it's pretty heavy. That's about what my hanging basket needs to weigh. Same thing with a container. And if you have a really big container, you don't know exactly how much to give it, you're gonna have to kind of guess and figure it out, like, okay, it's gonna need about this much. You know, if you can't lift that up and physically pick it up, one other way is to use a moisture meter. Yeah, that's a good accurate reading. You can get that down into the soil and see what that moisture is.
So if it runs out the bottom, should they panic?
No, you don't need to panic, but you don't want to be in that habit of overwatering consistently. And we talk about if it happens, if you water your hanging basket and it runs out the bottom, it happens. Just don't make it that your habit of day in and day out.
So there's your baseline next time to your
Okay,
back
that was too much. Okay, now I'm gonna, teeter it back a little bit and go by the weather. Today's sunny, it's gonna be a beautiful day, so I know that it's probably gonna take a little bit more than the next day that's colder or it's gloomy out. It's not gonna require as much. So you have to think about it a little bit. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether you get it on the petals.
Right, yeah. If you're watering this, you're fertilizing it, if it gets it on the leaves, no big deal. You don't have to be too concerned about it. A lot of people get just tripped up, like, what if I get it on the leaves? No biggie. But you are trying to get it in towards the soil, and the most important part is that volume of giving this enough water for what it needs for the next 24 hours.
Right.
And so many people try to pin me down on just tell me exactly 1.2 quarts. I'm not going to tell you exactly because it might be exactly for today. Tomorrow's going to change. The weather changes, so therefore we have to change how much we're going to water it or fertilize it.
Right.
All right. So don't let it trip you up. Be sure to fertilize at least once a week. That's your baseline. That's your minimum. A lot of people are like, well, I didn't fertilize all summer long. How do your flowers look? Oh, they look terrible. Well, time out. I think we found our problem.
But some people say, oh, my flowers looked really nice and I didn't fertilize that much. And the question would then be, what would they have then looked like if you did fertilize them? They would be
here's the litmus test. Do people walk up to your house and be like, oh my goodness, Edna, what are you doing? Do people take pictures of your flowers? We have professional photographers all the time that are coming to our yard, coming into our greenhouse, taking pictures. That's where you can tell you're doing something right. If they're not just stopping and rubbernecking at your hanging baskets or wanting to take pictures or senior pictures or whatever, then step it up. do a little better. So anyway, that's our tips on fertilizing using the hose and sprayer.
So I know you like the Ortho one.
Yep.
Where can they find it?
We do have this on our beatyourneighbor.com website, so you can go to the shop page, and so not only can you find our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer, you can find the Ortho hose and sprayer there, and you can order that. All right. So be sure to go to our beatyourneighbor.com website, and also check out our Sharkey's Greenhouses YouTube channel. We have hundreds of how-to videos there, including watering and
Press the
soil.
follow.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to us.
We have so many people that like the videos, and they like,
But they're not actually
but
following
they're
or
not actually
subscribed.
following.
Yeah.
So we can kind of see who likes it and who's followed. So
So on Facebook, hit that follow button.
you actually have to go into the page and hit the follow button.
Yep, not just the like on the video itself, but follow our page and subscribe on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for
Have a
watching.
great weekend.
Yeah, we'll